crafters, welcome to the Crafty Corner. My name is Miss Lisa and I have a craft for you. So go grab your craft supplies. And if you have a hole punch, it will be important to have one of those today. We are going to make this awesome little wrapped yarn, beautiful heart. So let's get started. Come on down to the library and grab a packet. In your packet, you are going to have some yarn and some beautiful colored tissue paper. Yeah, I got a lot. And you're going to have a heart template as well as just a plain black piece of cardstock. All right, to get started, we need to cover this whole heart with our tissue paper. So I am going to use actually glue stick or regular glue would work. And you know what? I'm going to use glue stick because it will not stick to me as well as that glue does. So the only thing is if you use the glue stick, you can only cover a small part of your heart at a time because the glue dries too quickly. All right, I'm just wetting my finger a little bit and picking up a piece of tissue paper and laying it down. So we have red, pinks, whites, so that we can cover up our heart. Now you'll notice that some of my pieces go off the heart. That is totally fine because we're going to be cutting the heart out. So I'm just going to keep picking these up with my little wet finger and laying them down, not in any pattern whatsoever. Patting them down when they stick up a little bit, and I just keep going. Now, I know Valentine's Day is done and over with, but it's still February. And I saw this craft and I was like, well, we've not done anything like this before. Let's make this heart. Whoops. All right. We're about halfway done. This part doesn't take too long. Stack your little tissue paper squares up in a row, in a pile, and you can just grab them. There we go. Whoops. I want to make sure I cover all the heart. All right. Now I got that side done. Turn it around. Let's go over here. All right. So, boys and girls, if you've been doing my Valentine's crafts this month, which one was your favorite? I'd be curious to know. You guys liked the heart spinner, or if you liked the folding paper. That was a hard one, wasn't it? Well, it turned out so pretty, that little wreath that we did. Okay. And then we have this craft today, too. We also made that heart bouquet last week. So lots of fun things to do with hearts. You know, one of my favorite things to do is to plan all these Crafty Corner crafts just for you guys. Sometimes it takes me a while to decide what to make, but this one's turning out really pretty. All right. Now, if you had any purple at home, you know, purple's sort of a Valentine color, you could have added that in here. I didn't think about purple until just now, which is my favorite color. So that's sort of strange. I didn't think about that. All right, boys and girls, here we go. I hope you guys had a great Valentine's Day. Maybe some of you got some chocolates or got to go out and have a special meal with your family. I'm sure that you've passed out Valentine cards at your school with your friends. That's always a great activity this time of year to let everyone know how much you care about them. All right, now that my heart is all covered with tissue paper, before I go much further, I'm going to grab my extra tissue paper and put it back in the little baggie so that it doesn't fly all over the place. Okay, tissue paper sometimes clings to you, especially when it's dry. You have all that static. Okay, that's close enough. All right, now that I have my tissue paper heart, I'm going to cut it out. And I'm cutting on the line, so you're going to see that I'm cutting away some of the tissue paper squares. That's totally fine. That's what we want. We wanted that tissue paper to go to the very edge of all of the hearts. So here we go. We're cutting that heart out, not leaving any of that black line showing, and throwing away what I'm not going to use. All right, now we're going to center that heart right there on your black. piece of cardstock. Now, since we're gluing cardstock to cardstock, let's use our white glue. Remember to scribble it on. Scribble, 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 and get the edges. In other words, it will curl up. And then scribble on the inside. All right, we don't want to ever glomp our glue because then it squeezes out all over the place. All right, wonderful. See, even with the scribble, I've got some areas right there where the glue squeezed out. Usually that will dry clear, but on black, I'm not quite sure. All right, now for the fun part of this craft. We are going to take our yarn and we are going to weave around the outside edge to make it sort of look like a card. So we're going to take our handy dandy little hole punch. We're going to punch, 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 punch. Okay, about 1 inch apart and about 1/2 inch from the end. Do. Just keep hole punching. Now I've given you about 3 feet, a yard or so, maybe a little bit more of yarn. So hopefully I've given you enough yarn to go all the way around. Now when we do lacing things like this, one thing that's important to remember, well, not to knot your yarn, that's for sure. Let's see, did I knot it? I hope not. Oh. Is that we're going to be pulling it till it stops. But if you have some tape, yarn tends to fray, but if you have some tape, you can make yourself like a little tape needle by taking the tape and rolling it onto one end of your string or your yarn here, and that way it won't fray as easily. Pick a corner, any corner, and you're going to go ahead and pull it, 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 till it stops. Now, the important thing here is to secure the back. So I'm going to flip it over, and I'm just going to secure about 1/2 inch of yarn with some tape, and tape that down so that does not move. All right, now we get to lace, and since I'm on top, I'm going to go down this hole, and you're going to pull it, pull it, pull it, pull it till it stops. Okay, that is one way. So then I can come up here and pull it, pull it, pull it, pull it till it stops. Now if I do this, you're not going to get the same effect as what I did earlier. So let me back out and show you the other way to do it. So you can do it that way, or you can always come up from the bottom. I'm going to get all my yarn here. Woo. Okay, so I've got my little yarn needle. I'm going to come up from the bottom. Nope, you know what? Yes, that's right. So now we have this little diagonal yarn, and I'm going to come up from the bottom and pull it, pull it, pull it till it stops, and we have our little diagonal piece. So you can lace it in either way. I think this one gives you more color when you continually go in the bottom. Go from underneath, pull it, pull it, pull it till it stops. Come from underneath, and just keep going all the way around. Pull it, pull it, pull it till it stops. So I don't know, boys and girls, if some of you have little lacing cards at home. I know it's a really fun preschool activity to lace, like, you know, little animals, numbers. I know we've had some lacing cards at home when my children were young. Just continue to keep going, and then I'll show you how to finish it off at the end. So we're going to pull it till it stops. And there's a lot of yarn to start with. There's a lot of pulling. Pull, pull, pull till it stops. But I wanted to make sure I give you enough, because how sad would it be that you got to the bottom and you wouldn't have enough yarn? So we're pulling it, pulling it. Really good eye-hand coordination to get that yarn right in that hole, going from underneath. Go from underneath and pull it up. Underneath, we're almost done. We got this last little bit to go. I have a little hole punch black dot on there. Pull it till it stops. Oh, see, and as you get near the end, you don't have to pull it near as long because your yarn's about out. Now, if you wanted to, you could write something on your heart. You could write love you or, you know, a little message to grandma or grandpa or mom or dad, something like that. Or you can just leave it like this and make it really pretty. All right, so now that I'm here at the end, I'm going to turn it over. And this last loop that I just went through, I'm going to take my yarn needle and go under that loop. And I'm going to pull it till it stops and it makes a knot. Okay? But you don't want to just leave it like that. You want to try to make another knot so that it's a double knot so that it won't come through, you know, pull apart. Pull it, pull it, pull it. So you have a nice solid knot. I'm going to go ahead and trim this off. And just for double security, I'm going to take my tape once again and tape down that extra loose piece so that for sure our yarn is not going to come loose. All right, boys and girls, it's beautiful. Looky what we made today. We made this lace up, beautiful tissue paper covered heart. Thank you so much for watching. I've enjoyed making this with you today. I'm Miss Lisa for the Crafty Corner. Join me again next week because you know what? I'm going to have another craft for you to make. Bye, guys.